today we're being joined by Lachie Hogan from the Bendigo Pioneers and potential AFL draft prospect. Lachie, thanks for coming on, mate.
No problem, Cooper. Thanks for having me.
No worries, any time. Tell us a bit about yourself, what you're into footy and what type of player you are.
What brought me into footy? Probably when I was real young. I was always around my local club a fair bit. Always had a footy in my hands, whatever. But no, really got into footy at a pretty young age. So I've always sort of been around it, whatever, and I've enjoyed my footy. So that was the main thing. But yeah, I'm a running half back. Like to run and carry with the footy. Like use chain of hands. Pretty good decision maker by foot and with hands. So sort of like to link up, and yeah, when I can do that, that brings the best out of myself and for teammates during a game or whatever. So yeah.
So if you were to use an AFL player comparison to the type of style of defender that you play, like a running halfback, who would you say that is?
Probably like a Caleb Daniel, maybe, or Daniel. Not like, obviously they're not real tall, but they rely heavily on their run and carry with the footy and chain of hands and their link ups with their foot skills and that. Yeah, probably something like them.
That's good. What would you say is some of your biggest strengths? Would it be some of the things that you just mentioned there if you're running, carrying, decision making?
Yeah, definitely. My run and carry, like we just said then. And yeah, probably my willingness to win the footy as well, knowing when to attack and when not to attack, when to break lines by run and carry, or like with my foot skills, knowing that I can take on the game more and just knowing I can back myself in. Like coaches down at Bendigo, a bit of a license to just run and carry with the footy, and that's sort of what's got me into places with my footy so far. But hopefully more to come.
That's good. Also, you guys had a good win over the Rebels on the weekend. How did you feel the team went, and how do you feel you went personally?
Team was unreal. I think this year we've gone a bit of a new approach this year, where obviously last year was awesome. We had Harley Reid was the main centre, but I feel this year more of a team. We've got an unreal forward line. Obviously James Barrett, who you just had on before. Then we got like Job Shanahan, Archer Day Wicks, Tommy Evans. So a lot real dangerous up forward. And that's displayed on the weekend when we're able to win the ball through the middle and run and carry off half back. We're able to link up and get into our forward line real quick, and it was pretty damaging once we got it in there. We scored nearly every time we had it. Obviously, they had more inside 50s, but showed that when we were able to run and carry with the footy, we were able to hit the scoreboard a lot more. So that was good.
That's good. Obviously, this week you got the Murray Bush Rangers. How do you feel you'll end up going against and playing them on Good Friday? I think it is on Friday. So how do you feel you'll go against those guys?
They got the better hand of us in the pracky match, but I feel like obviously, especially out of the weekend, we got more positives than negatives. So I feel like it'll be good to hit out again, but I reckon we'll probably have the upper hand, knowing that what we saw on the weekend was pretty special. So I feel like if we can display that up again, we'll be pretty good, I'd imagine. But it was good. It was good.
That's good. What are some goals, Locke, that you set for yourself this year going into your draft year as well?
Yeah. First 4 weeks of the year, pretty big. You want to set yourself up massively. Obviously, end of last year, played for New South Wales at the end of the year with the ACT Rams in that futures game, but get onto the MCG, and that didn't make the AFL Academy as well. So I was a little bit down on myself at the end of that, but knowing that I had pretty big enough pre-season, got myself fit enough, everything. So looking forward to these first 4 weeks to showcase what I do and get into the Ally squad, and then hopefully just keep ticking a few boxes throughout the year. Just playing good footy and backing myself in to hopefully, by the comes to November, put my name up there to be drafted or get onto a list or have a go next year. See what happens.
If the opportunity hypothetically didn't happen this year, there's all these other ways getting drafted, like, which I'm sure you're fully aware now by, mate. But, you don't have to be 18. If you don't get drafted, it's like, I'm packing it up. I'm going to go play local and just, whatever. You can get drafted at any age. You could this VFL, sample, waffle, whatever. And you can push away. You can be top ager in the coach league as well. There's all these options, and from a draft point of view, getting selected, there's all these other avenues nowadays more than ever with mid-season drafts, pre-season supplementary periods. injury replacement players. There's all these, avenues where you can get picked up just for that, and you could at least expect it sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, you saw with that bloke from Geelong got picked up. There's plenty of ways that you can get picked up, however old you are. But It's good. It's good. It's been good as well this offseason, obviously. James Barrett and I were working pretty hard together. Obviously, he missed the full season as well. He's one of my best mates, so obviously we're working pretty hard together to know. We're a little bit behind the 8 ball, so we've got up to, I think, where we should be at now. Like, he's had a pretty dominant weekend. He had kicked 3 goals, 5, whatever, and then I had 22 across half back. So happy enough with that. But yeah, just got to keep going, I'm feeling.
So great number to start the season off, and James was talking about his accuracy, but again, if you can keep that up, both of you, that's a good start to your season as well, and obviously for us coming forward. Obviously, you mentioned Harley Reid there before. Obviously, a name that was talked about, another one for 4 years probably in advance. What was it like playing alongside someone like Harley and getting to know him as a person more than just a son? They only know from what they see on the screen.
Yeah, me and we've been mates for a fair while. Obviously, my old man was his principal back in year 6, so I've known for a fair while, fair chunk of his life. But yeah, he dealt with it pretty well last year. Obviously, blokes were just out there to just try hurt him pretty much, and they'll throwing his name into the mud a little bit sometimes because they were probably a bit jealous of where he was at. But awesome to play with him. Sometimes you just stood back there and just like, how does he do that? Like, did amazing things, like kick a couple unreal goals. You just thought, how do you do that? You tried to do it and you couldn't do it. You just give it to him and he just. But it was real good to play with him, and just knowing that he's a pretty good fella as well. Like, he has the time in the world for you, and obviously now you see him in the AFL, whatever now, and he's had all that spotlight, but he'll be right. He's got plenty of years left in his foot. So,
absolutely good. That's right. And you mentioned too the Geelong player, that being Sean Manor, who's 26. So that's what we say to people. He was a gun for VFL for a very long time. Yes, I mean, people mainly noticed him off his 6-goal, 26 disposal grand finals, a medium-sized forward, 50 midfielder. Yes, that got him noticed more from personally, I'd known I don't know him personally or anything, but watching state league footy, he was dominant for years. So he got noticed from that grand final, but he had put in a bulk of work, and that's all it takes, isn't it? Just to have a big stage like a grand final in a losing team and still have stats like that. Bloody impressive, and it just shows. You don't have to be, as I said, you don't have to be 18. You can be 26 in his case. And heck, there's players that have been drafted in any form at 29 years of age as well.
Yeah, definitely. The door's never shut.
That's right. I always say, never say never. So that's another way. Now, Locke, in terms of personal footy accomplishments throughout your time, whether it's through individual awards or through team premierships, have you ever had any of those or lucky enough to?
Yeah, definitely. I was lucky enough to win the flag back at local the end of last year after us boys, we got knocked out in the wild card with my old man. He coached us into the 17s flag, so that was good. And then I've played nationals 3 times in my life, so it's been exciting enough. But yeah, I've had a few. Don't like to really talk about it completely, but hopefully this year's the main year that I can set myself completely up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I broke my foot back in 16 nationals. Broke my foot in that when I was playing for the GWS academy, and that was a fair old setback. But yeah, I reckon you got to have sometimes those things to realise how much you actually love footy. So yeah.
Now, tell us a bit about that. Yeah, the GWS academy, because I found that interesting when I found that out. How did that come about? Was it being in Bendigo? Was it being in the Vic side? Did you obviously lived in Sydney at some point?
Yeah, So because Miami is a cross-border town, so it was sort of weird. Like all me primary school, because it's a school sport Vic, I was always with the Vic system. And then obviously I've always lived in Miami, so because it's a New South Wales border town, Vic, New South Wales Vic border town. So they went off my home address, and it was a little bit weird back in 16s, because I'd always played for the Vic, and I didn't get picked in the Vic, so I was like, oh, what's going on here? Like, I thought I'd be picked for that. And then one of our old the manager at Bendigo, he passed away, but he said to me that, you're in the New South Wales system. I was like, oh, right, I didn't know anything about this, but it was cool. Got to go play up in Sydney, got to go play up in Gold Coast. I didn't get to play in the last one because I broke my foot, but it was pretty cool. There's a lot more opportunity I find with the New South Wales system as well. Like, there's more travel and everything than just going to Vic. Like, obviously, if you traveling, you got to go to Canberra or Sydney, but obviously Vic, you just got to go to Melbourne. But so much more opportunity. You get to see so much more stuff. You get to meet new people. Like, I've got mates now all around the country from just playing footy. So that's what I found pretty cool about it. Like, yeah, there's always opportunities, and you meet some good people along the way. So hopefully this year as well can meet some more new people. That'll be cool. But yeah, I'll be happy.
That's good. So you're still part of that Giants Academy, or you're not sure yet? How's that going to work?
So what I'm aware of, I'm an academy draft pick, or if I was ever going that way, I'm an academy player pick. So if I was ever going to get drafted, I'd imagine GWS would have first shot. But you don't ever worry about all that. You don't worry about any of that. You just got to play footy at the end of the day. I work pretty heavily on with the bloke who my management bloke is, Brett Delidio. Work pretty heavily with him. Work pretty heavily with my head coaches at Bendigo, Danny O'Brien, about just living in the moment, not worrying about all that other sort of stuff that goes on with footy. You just play footy pretty much. Don't worry about any of that and let your footy do the talking.
Yeah, that's right. That's fair. I mean, the reason I find it very curious to know, I've seen some other players through men's and women's that have been, I suppose the women's rules may be a tad different, but, it's always interesting to know how players, they play. Like, at the time, I don't remember the name off the top, I should have known. There's someone that plays for Sandringham Dragons or has played for Sandringham Dragons in the past, and they're linked to like a Gold Coast Academy or something like that. And I just found it interesting to, that opportunity could happen. But it's good to hear your story. So, you mentioned having building all these connections, Locke. Has there been any at GWS, that have gone through their academy system that have been picked up recently or have been in that role that you've got to build a connection with, as you mentioned, outside of Bendigo as well?
I've got a few mates that haven't been picked up yet because obviously still young. Share draft year, but I've built a couple of good connections with one of my mates in Sydney, Josiah Delana. And then a couple of the Bush Rangers boys as well, like Josh Murphy, if we heard of him, and Tommy Forrest. But it's sort of cool. Like you get to meet these sort of blokes, and then you play against them, and then eventually you play with them again, and whatever. And then you always keep in touch with them all around. They always message you, or you message them, just saying what's going on with footy and that. But it's pretty cool as well. Like you get to know them, and then when you go away, you're like best mates with them, pretty much. Like you haven't seen for a while, but then when you see them, it's like you've been with each other for so long, and then you go your different way paths again, and then you just keep going back together. So, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool, I reckon. You get to meet some good people along the way.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, as you were saying too, with building these connections are great, and it's funny too because you get to kind of learn how they play as well. And then when you play against them for Bendigo, you're like, you can, lean your advice back to go, oh, so-and-so, he plays pretty well when he's attacking. I've got all the goss with him now, and we can feed it onto Bendigo.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. Who did you grow up supporting?
An Essendon supporter. So me and Jimmy Barrett, we're big Essendon supporters. Every night when Essendon play, we make sure we have a talk about whatever's the game plan going to be with Essendon and whatever. And then normally 2 hours later, we're always disappointed, but we have a little bit of a joke about it.
Yeah, now I asked James, he's going to ask you the same thing. How do you feel the Bombers will go this year? And how did you feel about the 4 new in recruits, 3 being under free agency, which is kind of a hit and miss, not from a financial point of view, but trade side of things, outside of the financial reasons. Obviously, Gresh come from my Saints. Obviously, Gresh, I think he's been highly rated. Had a bloody good start for you guys. Ben Mackay will be what he is, a good reliable key defender. And Goldie, at the ripe old age of 36, like he's doing pretty well for himself. And Dave Dursman's playing his role as well.
Yeah, I reckon. Hopefully they can win a final this year. That would be exciting enough. But that they look promising enough. they were not too bad for 3 quarters against Sydney the other night.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of S, and
they definitely didn't. No, actually, you're right then. As you said, the Hawthorn one, you obviously got the win there. You play my Saints this week. So that'll be very interesting to see your discussions between you and James. Hopefully, hopefully it's a negative one at the end of those 2 hours or so again. But we'll have to say that'll be interesting. Both having a win each this year. So here we go on Saturday. If you were to say some of your favourite teammates, at the club, I think I know some of the answers here, but who would you say some of your favourite teammates at the club at Bendigo?
Yeah, obviously. Jimmy Barrett, Mitch Bell, Joe Shanahan, Dayton Urata, Archer Day Wicks, Toby Baglia. Yeah, they're probably my best mates.
Very nice.
No, they're good. We always have a little bit of we drive each other's standards. We're always pretty competitive down there. We always tell each other if we're on the right thing or the wrong.
Yeah.
That's good. Good to bring those sort of mates together.
Very true. And a little birdie, someone tells me at the club, at the Bendigo Pioneers, you may figure it out. I think you will. It's things self-explanatory, but we'll see. Someone I've spoken to from your club seems to think that you think you're a club comedian, but you're truly not, according to them, not me. Who do you think I'm talking about that said this? And what do you have to say, Lachie, to that person?
I know who it is.
Yeah.
I said that was my favourite person to play with. James. To be fair, I don't have much to say about him. I don't really think that heavily of him.
There's your return. Get that bolt out, like Dave Dirtsma. Now, on the positive sides, Jimmy did give you a pump up. I don't think he said this on stream. Said this off stream to me. He actually said that you had a Actually, no, he did say it on the stream. He said you had a good running game on the weekend. He said it been a running halfback. He said you ran over around 10 kilometres on the weekend. And obviously, as you said earlier, that's something you pride your game off.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I find. If you can do some unrewarded running, we have a little bit of a joke and a few people down there because they know how much I hate unrewarded running. But if you do that, you can find the footy probably a little bit more. That's what I like to do. I like to get my hands on the footy a little bit more. But yeah, I focus heavily on my high speed running, so I was able to get that going. But there's a pretty funny video going around, and I can show you a stream of late last night, up pretty bad. Pretty funny. I just looked like a shot. I just tried to stand up and I fell over. That's cramping pretty much. But no, that's what I like when you can get out and get a bit of running carry with the footy. You can break a few lines, whatever.
That from the weekend was?
Yeah, on the weekend had a pretty bad cramp. And that wasn't the funnest thing. I need to get over them. It happened to me end of last year, pretty bad, and this year, but I can get rid of that. But yeah.
That's good. Now, am I correct in saying that you wear the jumper number 17?
That is correct.
Is there any meaning behind the jumper number 17? Was it just given to you? Was there any meaning behind it? How did that come about?
There wasn't really meaning behind it. I don't worry too much about my jumper number. Just worry more about playing footy at the end of the day. Obviously, when you go back to local, it's a lot more. I prefer having my own number. But
yeah.
I wasn't really too worried about what number I was given.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Who would you say some teammates that kind of fly under the radar a little bit, that don't get talked about as much as you feel that they probably should, from a public point of view at least?
Probably James. He's flying at the moment. Obviously, last year missed out full year with leg. He missed. Yeah. But he dominated under 16s. He's dominated on the weekend. Probably Mitch Bell as well, another Mama boy. He's pretty handy footballer. Even our captain, Dayton Urata, there's not much talk about him, but I wouldn't be surprised if I up mid-season. He has a lot of X factor and a lot of upside to his game. He can create a fair bit of run, wins his own foot. And real spark, I reckon.
Oh, that's good. Who would you say are some teammates that kind of love the limelight? They love the attention, the camera at the Bendigo Pioneers, and they can't get enough of that attention and that limelight. They know exactly what to do when there's that camera around.
I hope he's listening. Archer Day Weeks. He loves it.
You know, I like the answer that James said, and he said it. You could say this, that you both said it so quick. You know, there was no thought of anyone else.
If there's a camera around, he loves it. But he's not bad on it. He brings a bit of stuff and character. Good.
That's sometimes a good thing. What's someone though, Locke, that does? What's something someone does at the club that you can't stand? Whether it's leaving rubbish around, it's being flat out annoying, jump scaring people, doing something to do with something at someone's locker, a bag. Is there anything that comes to mind, or someone that does something?
That's probably what everyone sort of thinks about me. I'm still trying to find, when we were on our camp, someone flipped me bed, flipped me everything in my room. So I'm still trying to go and find out who that was. That would be the person. But nah, they're all pretty good blokes. I like them all pretty much down there.
That's good. Still haven't found the culprit of that, and they got to fess up, own up.
Yeah, I've tried. I'm going to find out who it was by the end of the year. That's my goal.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think of something off the top of my head. Do you think that'd be something that James would do?
There'd be too much. He does that sort of stuff you wouldn't believe anyone.
Interesting. That's fair enough. Now, what are some fun facts about you, Locke, that people may not know about you?
Fun facts. Probably that my nickname's Pig. I won't be able to go into too much detail about that. Yeah. A couple others. I'm a side quest DJ.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
No, I don't anymore.
That's fair enough. In terms of the nicknames that you mentioned, Pig, I'm not going to make you ask it, but let's just say it is on your Instagram bio, though. So, do you like it? Is that why it's? I assume so, since it's there.
Yeah, it's come a long way, that nickname. It's been a fair old little giggle over the years, but yeah,
That's
good. Heaps of people have referred that to me now, so I'm just. But
fair enough. Is there any coaches' pets at the club?
Coaches' pets. Toby Travaglia. I hope he hears that.
Yeah, I think Joe said as well. I think that he was mentioned in the category so quickly as well. Like, I'm pretty sure that was the one, but it wouldn't shock me if it was. Okay, so defenders. I feel like there's a bit more love lock than what they truly get. Obviously, the forwards got the Coleman, the mids got the Brownlow, and even Rucks and Randall. I'm sure it's a defender and a running half back lock. You'd agree that from an AFL, AFLW public level and an official title, defenders need their own title.
Yes, they definitely do. There's a lot of unrewarded stuff to go with defenders. Like, yeah, you see, like the best teams, it really comes from their defense, like the ones with flags. So I reckon they do.
Yeah, I agree. And it's the whole reason why I asked this question, because I feel like, you go read an article or you go read a Facebook or whatever post, of a game summary or opinions of what so-called journos are good at, all these names and all these votes and best ons, it's always the forwards and mainly the mids, but, there's a forward sprinkled in there for ruck. And maybe they might put a defender at the bottom of the list if they do it all.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Definitely. This could go anywhere because this is part of the interview where teammates' hearts get broken and some teammates may like you more and more. Now, best chatterbox at the club?
Myself.
Okay. I love the honesty, and they say honesty is the best policy sometimes.
I'm backing myself in on that one.
And I mean,
or Gus Toll. Or Gus
that's
Toll.
right. I mean, look, it's not a bad thing. Like I told James, like I tell everyone, it's not a bad thing, and especially on a football field, if you're in a, well, not even if you don't have to be a leader, but like you got to talk. And that's your kind of your role as a footballer to speak, communicate.
Exactly right.
Now, this could kind of relate to this. So, who's the loudest and quietest teammates?
Loudest teammates. Archie Wicks is very loud. Tells you how it is. Give a couple others. Tommy Evans is pretty loud and direct.
Yeah.
The quiet ones, Ollie Morris, he's very quiet. Glenn Gilby, actually, he's a loud one. Glenn Gilby's a loud one. And then probably Archie Watt, Big Bull, he's pretty quiet. He's
the guys that you've mentioned under the quiet category. How are they louder on a footy field, or are they real quiet there too?
Moz is very like to himself. On the field he's very like zoned in. Off the field he's ripping like talk all day. Then Archie Bull, he's pretty quiet, ripping fella.
That's good. I mean, at least there's something on that side of things. Now, this is the one that always gets people. If you were stuck on a deserted island with teammates, Lock, who are you bringing and not bringing? Who would you bring on with?
I'd bring Finlay Lockhart, ripping bloke.
Yeah.
I'd have to bring James. Me and him would figure a way out. I'd bring Dayton Urata, bring him. I wouldn't bring Archie Wicks.
Okay. Any reason?
Me and him probably have an argument about something.
You said he was. So that's fair enough.
No, I don't really know who I wouldn't bring. I wouldn't bring. I'd probably bring them all and then just keep kicking them off if they're getting on me annoying.
Yes. Yeah, that's fair enough and a good answer.
Give him a chance.
That's right. I don't believe I've asked you this. I've had a complete blank, so forgive me if I have asked you this. Mark or goal of the year? Which one would you rather do and why?
Probably as a backman, probably mark of the year because you don't really get to kick goals. But don't get me wrong, goal of the year, you can see some pretty good ones. I feel like goal of the year is a bit more fluked though. Sometimes mark of the year, you gotta pretty much get up there pretty.
I agree for that. I just love a goal more because when I did play, I was a forward, and when I do all these goal king challenges, I like to showboat, I suppose, and it's nice and fun. And now James did say, Locke, that he's not a goal celebrator. Can you confirm or deny if that's true? Is he a goal celebrator, or is he just nice and basic like he described?
He does get the big come on with the arm up like that. The big come on. But he doesn't mind the little flex.
The case.
The worst bit is when he's up and about, you don't stop hearing about it for a week.
Well, he did say if it was a big occasion or something like that, or after the siren or close to it to win the game type thing, he would. He did admit that. But is that something he would do generally, no matter if it is one of those when it's not one of those moments?
He would still do it if we were 100 points up.
I had a feeling like that had to have been the case. For some reason, I just thought it was, and I didn't quite believe that part. So there you go, Jimmy. You've been now roasted back. You got your return surf back block now. 1-1. You got him. You got him back. Now, what are some of your most prized possessions?
Most prized possessions. Probably my car.
Yep.
Probably probably my football, but I got too many footy boots. So probably that. I don't
Yeah.
love. When I get a new pair of footy boots, it's like me princess pretty much. I love it. Probably
Fair
me.
enough.
Probably DJ decks.
Yep.
Probably my mates as well. Don't mind them.
That's nice. Very good. Now, in terms of goal celebrations, Lock, what is your go-to goal celebration? I know you're running halfback, but I'm sure there's some goals at some point at any level. Do you have a go-to goal celebration?
Don't mind that bow and arrow we spoke about before.
Yes.
Or don't mind the big come on. It sort of depends at the moment. If it's a tight game, don't mind the big come on, and you sort of make it about yourself moment. It depends. If we win by a bit or we're losing, I just sort of keep it pretty low key.
That's good. What would you say, Locke, is the best goal you've ever got at any level? Is there any particular goal that comes to mind?
Probably when I broke my foot. It was a pretty close contested game and had a set shot from probably 50 odd out, and as I it landed, and as I started celebrating and snapped right ankle or right foot.
Oh shit.
But it was definitely, that's probably my most memorable one, as it's pretty clear remember. Apart from that,
it's really interesting there. So your best goal, you also broke your foot in the process, essentially.
Yeah, that's probably not me. That's probably my best goal because it was fair old distance out. But it had a pretty big consequence with it. Missed a fair chunk of footy.
Yeah, actually. Now, what would you say is the best individual game, Lock, that you've ever played that's got you into the position that you're in now?
Best individual game. Probably, maybe I was back. Probably back a year ago. Probably when I was playing GWS up in Metricon. I had 28 and I think it was 9 clearances or something. I was pretty happy with that. Or even last year, I had a game against Dandenong where I had 26 or something off the halfback. So that was a pretty good game, I felt.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Nice. And I just by saying who he was against, being a part of the GWS Academy and playing on a ground like Metricon, they've changed the name. I don't know if you noticed, they changed it to Heritage Bank at the start of this year, or at some point during this year, and now it's People First or something. They said 3 names in 6 months.
It's like Marvel. I'll just still call it Etihad or.
So with I thought you said Metricon.
Yeah, no. It was a Marvel, but I'm just saying it was a Metricon. Sorry, it was a Metricon, but it's like Marvel. Well, they all just changed their names. Yeah,
I know. It's Marvel now. It's been Marvel for a little bit, but it was Etihad before that, and get the nickname Telstra Dome, and there was some other name before it as well. Yeah, they talk about name changes. Sponsorship is obviously why it changes, but very interesting. Now, this can be as unrealistic as you want here, Locke. If you were to best describe the best goal you'd love to ever get at the moment, the angle, the occasion, the distance, what would you love it to be?
I'd love rove it out the middle, get it off the halfback flank. So I'm coming off the halfback flank, run, and then just launch from about 60 odd on the run, and then have a fair old carry on celebration. And then
that'd be a great one, Locke. Speaking of Locke, sorry.
No, you go.
Any nicknames you get the club, Locke, that you like or dislike?
Any what? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Nicknames.
Nicknames at the club.
Yeah.
Big Jimmy. That's a good one. Nick Thompson, Tomo. I don't mind that one. It's pretty basic.
You got one?
Hey.
Have you got a nickname?
My one's the pig.
Oh, that's right. You said that. Yeah, there's the pig. Yeah, very. As we said, we'll leave it at that. So, all right. So, some obviously playing in the GWS Academy side of things and for Bendigo, how would you love your season to pan out? Like, what are some goals that you would love to continue to happen for you this year?
I'd love to have a real strong, successful year with Bendigo. I feel like this year we have a chance of going pretty deep. Would love if that sort of happened. Then individually, would love to be part of the Allies. Obviously, that's what I'm real strong for at the moment.
Yeah.
And then take it as it comes pretty much, and then hopefully by the end of the year can get my name read out when it comes to the draft. But if not, obviously have a re-crack at it next year. But yeah, I feel like
That's right.
I don't feel like I don't want to get too sucked into all that. Just sort of go with the flow pretty much and take it as it comes.
So that's fair enough. Have you ever had any AFL player interactions as a fan of any players that were either memorable or forgettable?
Yeah, I've got a good mate that plays in the AFL with Freo, Lachie Schultz. He likes to send me up all his concave gear when he was with Concave. That was pretty cool. And then like Noel Long, obviously. I know a few of the Chuka boys and that have gone through that sort of system. There's a fair few that Harley went through. It was pretty good mates. But there's a few up this way, and it's starting to get good. There's even more coming through now, so there's more to come through the future. So it'd be good.
It's very good. More the merrier. And Lachie Schultz an interesting one too. That's good to have someone of big caliber, and then coincidentally have the same first name as well. And then but that's definitely really good. I've got a few more for you, Loch, so I do appreciate you coming on, mate. These food questions. So, favorite food?
Favorite food? Probably pasta. Normally like a carbonara or something. I don't mind.
That's good. I've only 8 people get the same questions answered the same way I would. Food you don't like?
Like fish. Can't stand fish. I don't know what. Yeah.
That's fair enough. 2 for 2. I like it. Favorite takeaway place?
KFC.
Fair enough. 3 for 3. You don't even have to debate that. All right. Chicken palmy. Is it a palmy or is it something else?
Palmy. Chicken palmy.
I mean, spelled with an I, pronounced parmigiana. It's non-negotiable. Anyone that says that is a clown, pretty much. Now, pineapple on a pizza, yes or no?
Yeah. What about you?
Okay. No, I don't like it, but it's okay. Some people can have one question different. No one's ever had more than 2 wrong. So anyone that has more than 2 different, they're going to have concerns. That's only one. There's only one more of this kind, and that is tomato sauce cupboard or fridge.
Tomato sauce in the cupboard.
There we go. 5 out of 6. Lock, not bad.
Fridge?
Now, no, I'll be covered. Good answer. So 5 out of 6, not bad. Now I've got a few more for you. So I know you got somewhere to be. If game day superstitions, do you have any game day superstitions?
Yeah, I do. Not before pre-game, but as soon as I run out in the field, I always notice that. As soon as I touch the line, I do a massive jump in the air.
Oh yeah.
I've always done it in my life. So I think it's something to go on and know that I'm ready to play. As soon as I touch it, I just do a massive jump in the air.
That's fair. Celebrity crush?
My new celebrity crush is Sydney Sweeney.
A bit of Errol Gordon. I think it's Errol Gordon, isn't it?
Hey?
I think Errol is the one that tried to get her last year in something with the Swans at the club, I think.
Really?
I think it's the thing.
I watched that new TV show with the Netflix one, Anyone But You. And now she's my new crush.
That's fair enough. So one more for you, Locks. I do appreciate you coming on, mate. If you were the AFL CEO for a day, what rule would you change and or remove? Or add and or remove, sorry.
I reckon I would change the rules with the suspensions. I feel like it's getting. I feel like there's a lot of. Obviously, you got to protect the player first, but I feel like it's a lot. I feel like it's getting a lot too much soft. Like, obviously, I feel like there's people just getting suspended now because of the fact that, like, back in the day they didn't really use suspended as much. But yeah, obviously I can't control that, or no one can really control that. But
yeah, I mean, it is an awkward one, to see. I know your mate Peter Wright's going to cop at least 3 to 4 weeks. It's a bit. I feel like personally, that wasn't that bad in terms of the length that they're going to give it. Maybe 1 or 2 for being clumsy and whatever, but yeah, to what the levels that it's going to be at least 3 or 4 at best for Essendon. Yeah, I don't like that. And there's plenty of other examples throughout the last 2-3 years where they've been given some that they haven't, and some that have, and being suspended that should have. Locke, really appreciate you coming on, mate. All the best in the draft at the end of the year and for the Bendigo Pioneers. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Drew. Appreciate it.
Anytime.